ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good day. So today we will continue with our next chapter, which is analysis of structure. We are in frame and machine. Our previous chapter is also analysis of structure, but it is for trusses. Okay, so trusses is also part of frame and machine, but this is specifically for frame and machine. Okay, so we have already discussed this kind of chapter, which is in equilibrium 2 dimension for rigid body. Okay, we have one rigid body, and we have to draw free body diagram with the reaction force, and then we have to calculate the reaction of forces in the component in equilibrium. Okay, so what is the difference between previous chapter, equilibrium 2D, and this frame and machine? Okay, the basic analysis is same for both, but the difference is now in the frame and machine, the component inside the structure is much more complex. Okay, if you go to the previous chapter, you will see that in the rigid body, normally we will give you only one or maximum two rigid body combined together in normally pin joint. But in this chapter, you will have more than 2, 3, 4, and so on, more than that. So the component is much more complex. Okay, there is for example, there are 5 rigid body attached together using pin joint or other type of joint to become one big frame and machine, one big structure. Okay, and you will see that in this kind of analysis there will be more than 3 unknown. Whereas previous chapter I have said that we will give you only 3 unknown. You can solve using sigma fx, sigma fy, sigma moment. 3 unknown for 3 equation. You can solve that one. But in this chapter you will see that you have more than 3 unknown. Okay, more than 3 unknown. But we have the way how to solve the component for more than 3 unknown. Okay, so the frame and machine, the way that to analyze these two is same, but the difference between the frame and machine is the frame is normally to just there to supporting the load. Okay, the frame is there supporting the load. It is not a moving component. It is static component. It is to support the load. Like we have the table, the chair, and so on, which is not moving, just there to support the load. Okay, whereas the machine, okay, is what we call as a machine, is the component or the structure that can support the load at the same time transfer the load to other position. Okay, so normally in the reality, this part can have a lot of moving part to transfer the load, but this one don't have any moving part. All the component is static. Okay, so but the way to analysis is same. The method is same. Okay, the difference between frame and machine. Okay, so first of all, this is a simple step how you will use to solve the problem involving frame and machine. The first thing is we separate the components, same as in the equilibrium 2D previously. We separate the component. Okay, in the real case, the component that you choose to analysis, but in your class or in the exam, it is the component that is asked in the question. Okay, so you separate that component and you start to draw the free body diagram. Okay, draw the free body diagram and then you identify the unknown. Okay, normally in this chapter you will see that you will have more than 3 unknown. Okay, you have more than 3 unknown. Okay, there's a difference. If you have only 3 unknown, you can directly solve using sigma fx, sigma fy, sigma moment. But in this case, normally we will give you a lot of unknown, more than 3. Okay, it can be solved even though we can only have 3 unknown, which is we can take the unknown from here. We can search from other part first. We can search from other component, and then we take that unknown, solve from other component, transfer to the component that we need to analysis, and then once it's remain 3, you can solve it. Okay, so the step is draw the free body diagram, and then identify the unknown. If it is only 3, directly you can solve. If not, you start to search from other component. What we mean by other component is, first you can try the overall free body diagram. Okay, just like what we do in TrueSys. Okay, we draw the overall free body diagram. We got the forces and the body condition that can be helped to transfer to other part. Okay, so we try overall free body diagram. If this cannot be helped, maybe from overall free body diagram we can get one or two known to be put here, but we still remain several more unknown. You can go to members with at least one unknown. Okay, these two parts you don't have to solve all of the unknown. You just search for the unknown that can be helped to be put here in this component that you need to analysis. Okay, if you want to solve everything here, you cannot solve. You might take a lot of time. So just directly put in your mind, you use these two parts, overall free body diagram or members with one unknown, just to get the unknown that needed in this component that you need to analysis. So maybe you get one from here and one from here, and then you get, for example, you have 5 here. So you get one here, and then you put it here, then your unknown become 3. So once it is become 3, you can solve using sigma fx, sigma fy, sigma moment. Also here, the method is same. You have sigma fx, sigma fy, and sigma moment. That is the equation. Okay, you only have that 3 equations: sigma fx equal to 0, sigma fy equal to 0, sigma moment equal to 0. Okay, so the main thing here is for you to draw the correct free body diagram. That's why I'm always stressing to you, you have to be able to draw the correct free body diagram. Okay, if you don't have the correct free body diagram, all your analysis will be wrong. So you have to be able to draw the free body diagram. Okay. Okay, so before we go to the analysis, so let's see first how to draw the free body diagram. Okay, we will try to draw several free body diagram that involve more than one or two rigid body in frame or machine. So like this one, we have 1, 2, 3 component. Okay, 3 rigid body, which is A, B, D is the first one, B, C, F the second one, and C, D. C, D is the third rigid body. Okay, so we have here a pin joint at A, a roller at F, and a weight of something hanging on point E. Okay, so we should be able to draw the free body diagram for each and every component and also the overall free body diagram. Okay, so we start by this one. The first one is overall free body diagram, where we take the whole component, we just detach the component from the thing that hang the component at the end point, which is one here we have A and the other one is at C. Okay, the direction we have to put the direction at these 2 points, and the rest is still together. Okay, later on we will separate all the component, first, second, and third component. Okay, so the first one we have overall free body diagram. So the component here BA is not separated, so there will be no reaction force. The first step to draw the free body diagram, normally we start by putting the mass. There's nothing said about the mass of each component, so we ignore the mass. And then we go to the external forces. In this case, we have one here, which is W, weight, which is at the cable. So we should have upward of the component, always in tension, W. And the last one is reaction force. We have put away this one surface touching the roller, and the other one is pin joint here. So the roller is one force 90 degrees to this surface towards the component. So you have this one, so we call it as F here. Here is a pin joint AX AY. Okay, AX and AY. Okay, so this is the free body diagram for the overall component, overall free body diagram. Okay, so what you need to do is to draw other part first. The force from the overall free body diagram, which I put in red, you just want to transfer to these 3 components. So let's say here we have A. We have here AX and A1. You just transfer same forces. Okay, F. Here F, and the other one is E, downward W. Okay, you just want to transfer that to all the other parts. Okay, you will notice that here this point is not shared with the other part here. Here we only see A here one, E is one here, F is one here. Whereas other component you will see several times. For example, B, this is point B, you will see B1 here and B here. We have D here, so D1 and D here. And also C, here we have C, here we have C. Okay, so that's the difference. So this point will not shared by other points, so we just directly transfer from overall free body diagram. Okay, then we go to the other point. So let's say we start here. B here is a pin joint, so we open here and this one, we put it separately, so you should have BX and B1. Okay, here C is also a pin joint, so you want to put CX, C1. Okay, so this is the first point. When you go to the second rigid body, if there is a same point, for example, here you have C, here you have C. So you want to put this C here opposite direction by this one. So here will be CX, C1. You have to put opposite direction because when you put it together, back together, here they will be cancelled out, this one will be cancelled out. So that's why here will be there will be nothing. There will be no external forces. So if you put here back, this cancel and this cancel. So that's why you want to put it opposite direction. If you start here by CY downward, CX to the left, you want to put here upward and to the right, which is opposite direction. Always opposite direction by this one because you want to cancel out if it is put back together. Okay, now there will be 0 here, so cancel there, cancel here. Okay, D, you still don't have D here, or you start by here, maybe, so you put DY and DX, and go to this point. This B, we have already B here, so must opposite direction, downward, this is upward, so this one B, B1, this is to the right, so here must be to the left, BX. D here is already there, so downward, opposite from here. Dy opposite from there, dx. Okay, so that's how you draw the free body diagram for the overall and also for each and every component. So I repeat, for overall free body diagram, you just draw the reaction at the end of it, and then you want to transfer to each and every component here. Okay, we is not shared the point. Okay, you see that it's not shared the point. A, E, and F is only one. Here F, A, and W. Other part is shared point, so you want to draw internally when it separates, so you will be reaction force. This is a pin joint, so BY/BX. So this BY/BX must be opposite direction from other points so that it will cancel out. So that's everything. You continue that one until whole is finished. Okay, so that's how you draw the free body diagram for each and every part of frame and machine. Okay, we look at second example later. So continue with this second example. We have this system with three rigid body, which is AE. First one A, B, C, and then the third one is C and D. So we have three rigid body attached together to become a complete system. Okay. So we want to draw the free body diagram for this one. So let's start by the first one, overall free body diagram. Okay, like normal. We will put away the pin joint, the joint that put the component at the end, which is this one. We have one pin joint here, one pin joint here, and one roller here. So we put away all this connection to take the structure itself. Okay, structure itself. Okay, now we want to draw the free body diagram. We start by looking at the mass. There is no mass involved. Looking at the external forces. Here we have one external force, so we put P here. And then after that we will go to reaction force. We put away one, start by here. We put away one surface there, so you should have one reaction force which is 90 degree to the surface, always towards the component. The component feel something pushing it, so we have, this is the surface, so imagine that this is the surface that we put away, so 90 degree to the surface towards the component. So we have the, let's call it just E, okay, force E acting on the component 90 degree to the surface toward the component. Here we didn't open, so nothing. Here we open one which is a pin joint, so we should have BY and DX. Here we didn't open, nothing. D is also a pin joint, so DX, no, D, Y and DX. Okay, so DY and DX. If you draw like this one, it is not wrong, but not 100% correct, because you can do better to simplify the free body diagram, and at the end simplify your calculation. Which is, in this case, you have to really identify if there is any two force member inside. You have to acknowledge the two force member by labeling the forces accordingly. Okay, like here we didn't identify any two force members, so we put everything in SY. Okay, so if you really see from this one, here we have 1, 2, 3 point, 1, 2, 3 point, but at the last one here, we have one component that can only exert two force point, which is at C and D, and this part can be a two force member. So in our free body diagram, we have to acknowledge that and put directly a two force member. We know that a two force member, like we have done in cruisers. Okay, so the force, we have to link between these two lines, and a force is on this line of action. A force, either it is in tension or in compression. If we consider it in tension, so it go this way, both this way. If we consider in compression, is inward, opposite direction by this one. So here, this part we have to draw a two force member, which is line from here, and let's say we consider it is in tension, so let's call it FCD. Okay, only there, but not here, because here we still didn't open. Okay, we still didn't detach the component, it's still intact together, so there's nothing. It's just here, the way we put in XY is because we didn't know which direction the force will act. But now we already know which direction, so we directly put the correct direction. Okay, so you put FCD in that direction. Okay, there is a difference. You have to really identify the two force member and acknowledge that in your free body diagram. Okay, so let's go. Next step is you want to transfer all the red one into all these components. So we have one at E here. Okay, and 1P, there's nothing. 1B, BX, BY, and FC. Okay, now you have already transferred that one, so we go to other point, which is not the transferred from overall free body diagram, which is we see here with point A here and point A, point C here and point C. Okay, so you have to draw force at these 2 points opposite direction, because when you combine together, you see there's nothing here. Combine together, there's nothing here. So you have to put it opposite direction. Okay, so here we have A. Let's say I'm drawing A here, AY. This is AX. So here must be opposite direction, AX, AY. Okay, from here I have to start from here because it's easier. We have seen that it is upward. Okay, so it is, we consider this in tension, so this part must be also this direction, FCD. So this one must be opposite from this, so you have FCD. Later on, when you combine this one, there will become nothing. You combine this one, there will be nothing here. Okay, that's how you draw the free body diagram for overall and each and every component. Okay, so let's look at the third one. If you realize the first one we have a normal condition, the second one here we have a component with a 2 force member, and I will show you the third one, last example, which is more complex than this one. Okay. Okay, so let's see this third example, a structure with 1, 2, 3, 4 rigid body, 1, 2, 3 and 4 rigid body, a mesh hanging on the C point, and we have 2 pin joint here at D and at A. Okay, so we have to draw the free body diagram of overall free body diagram and then each and every component. Like I said in previous example number 2, we have to identify the 2 force member in that diagram. Okay, the 2 force members, so that we can directly acknowledge the 2 force member by putting the force accordingly. So in this case, if you see that from here, we have D and E, there's no mass and no external forces, so D and E, this one can become a 2 force member. Here, one. Here at A, B, C, this is a one long component, so there is 3 points that can exert force, so A, B and C, so this one cannot be a 2 force member. This one, F, E, B, there are 3 points. Here, 1, 2, 3 points that is having forces, so there is not 2 force member. This point, F and C, there is 2 points. It can become a 2 force member, but in this case, we have the M. Okay, so the thing to become a 2 force member, it is said that there is no mass, only 2 points and no external forces. But in this case, we have external forces here, external force mg acting downward. Okay, so looking for that, it cannot be 2 force member, but this case we can make this component to become a 2 force member by putting this mesh on a specific point, because we know here we have this point C is shared by 2 points, which is here and also this C. Okay, shared these 2 points. So if we choose wisely which point we want to put that M at this C or this C, okay, we can make this part a 2 force member. Okay, if there is 2 force member, normally we have to consider it as 2 force member by putting the mesh on other C, so that this one become a 2 force member. So we have to choose accordingly. Okay, so and we cannot put this M in these 2 parts, 1 here and 2 here. If you put it both, 1 mg down, 1 mg here, if you combine together, it will become 2 mg. So it become double. So you have to choose only at 1 point where you want to put the C. In this case, you have 2 points, which is complete together. So you have 2 points. You have to choose which point you want to put. Okay. So in this case, we have to put this C, this mesh on this C, so that this cannot become a 2 force member. If you put this mg down here, so there's no problem with that. And if you do that, this one can become a 2 force member. But if you put the M at this C, here it no longer a 2 force member, so your unknown become more than normal. Okay, so you become SY, so you have more unknown than usual. Okay, so you have to choose wisely. Okay, let's go one by one. Here we have external forces. First we put external forces, so downward mg. No other external forces, so we go to the reaction force at D a pin, dx, dy, this is A, so ax, ay. Okay, that's all for the overall free body diagram. So you want to transfer it to the component, so we have this one, dx, dy, dx, ay, and mg. That's why I said this one, you can see that we only transfer once. Okay, we are not transferring 2 times. So here we can also transfer once, which is we have to choose either this C or this C. Okay, if you put it here, it is no longer two force member, so you have to put it here. So I will put this one as mg. So if you combine together, there will be a force here mg. Okay, if you put this here mg and here mg, if you combine together, you have 2 mg, which is an extra, double the value. Okay, so you have to choose wisely, only at one point. You have to remember back, if you draw the figure again, if I combine this together, what happened? Okay, if I combine now, this is nothing here. If I combine by this one, it will give you only mg. So this is correct. Okay, then we go to the other part, which is shared point. So here we have E and E here. So here I will start by this point. EY, E, EX. This is this direction, so from here I have to be opposite, EX and downward, EY. Okay, so the F, so F here, this is F. So F, be careful, you can put F like this one, FY, FX, okay, or the opposite direction. But since it is attached to these two force members, so you have to be careful. Okay, so here, okay, so you have to start by doing this part, which is, it is a two force member, so you have to put it as intention or compression. Let's say I'm considering intention, so FCD, so you make a line here, so on this line, FCD. So at this F, you have to make it opposite direction from this one, which is this one, FCD. Okay, so now if you combine this, it becomes 0. And the other part is here, I've mentioned that here it is a two force member, but I make a mistake here where I'm not considering it as two force member in my calculation, in my figure diagram. So this will leave you a lot of unknown. So you have to consider it, because this is two force members, you have to also label this one as a two force member. So this should be actually, okay, so you start by here, instead of dx dy, you know that this is a two force member, so only one force in tension or in compression. Let's say we should put it in tension, which is F dE. So here my force is also F dE. Okay, since this is in tension, this must be opposite direction by this one. This case, you cannot just, the other one SY here, you can just assume either in X direction or positive X or positive Y. But here you cannot assume. You cannot just put opposite this direction or something, because of this is opposite outward. This one also must be outward, because we know that two force member either in tension or in compression. If you put it inward, both inward. If you put it outward, both must be outward. So here you must have FDE. Okay, because of this here also we have, sorry, FD. You can see that how many unknown you can save, because before that we have 1, 2, X and Y, here also 1, 2, X and Y, so we have 4 from here. Instead of that, if you are considered as a two force member, you only have 1, 2, but this is the same force opposite direction, so you actually have 1 force instead of 4. Okay, 1 unknown instead of 4. That's the big thing to do the two force member. Sometimes you will see that you cannot solve the problem because you're not considering a two force member. You have a lot of unknown. So now you can simplify using a two force member. Instead of 4 forces unknown, 4 unknown, now you have only 1. Opposite direction but same magnitude, same force. Okay, so now we already have this one. Transfer here, opposite direction, if you combine it will be 0. Here also if you combine there will be nothing here. And if you combine here, so you should have same but opposite direction from this one. So which is this one, FCD. So now if I combine this, there will be only mg, which is this one. Okay, so leave us with last point, which is this one, B. You can simply put by px. Okay, dy and px. Okay. Okay, I always draw this one in tension, but you can also do it in compression. For example, if you consider this one in compression, so you can do it like this. This one in compression, so this one is also in compression. Because of this in compression, this one is also in compression. So this direction, this must be opposite this direction. You can do that. Okay. If you do that, you are considering this part is in compression. Okay. These 2 points must always opposite direction. Must be opposite direction in compression or in tension. Now I'm considering this one in compression. This one I'm considering it in tension. Okay, you can do it. No problem. Okay. So that's it. How we draw the free body diagram. So next stage is to do the analysis. We'll go to a several example. Okay, in terms of frame and also machine, to solve the problem using method to solve the frame and also machine. Okay, so see you in the next part, which is solving problem involving frame and machine.